Today, we're going to look at a story that's all about reimagining our relationship with the planet, but not through some big policy debate. No, this is about the very homes we live in. It's a story that asks this really powerful question. What if our houses could do more than just, shelter us? What if they could actually start to heal the world around them? So let's dive in. You see an image like this, and you can't help but feel a sense of awe, right? But there's also this quiet urgency to it. The source for this explainer, So.Magazine, actually calls these our planet's quiet pleas for renewal. And I think that nails it. It's that feeling that things have got to change, but the path forward just isn't always clear. And here's the problem, though. These pleas, they often get totally lost in all the noise. Environmental progress gets tangled up in politics, and it becomes just another talking point instead of what it really is, a fundamental question about the future of our shared home. And that, right there, is the crucial point. Hope is awesome, it's essential, but it is not enough. This quote really frames the need for real, powerful solutions that move past the discussion phase and straight into action. We need new tools, we need new ideas. So here's a thought. What if we shifted our focus a little bit? Instead of only looking outwards for these massive, top-down changes, what if we started looking inwards, at the very fabric of our daily lives? What if the solution could be built, literally, from the ground up? And this is what brings us to a quietly radical idea that's taking shape in Northern Virginia. It's called Dream Habitat, and it is an answer to that very question, a completely new way of thinking about what a home can even be.
The team behind this is where the magic really starts. This isn't just a random group of experts. It's a perfect mix of perspectives. First up, you've got Carlos Villamar, a systems thinker and a veteran who sees the big picture, how every single piece has to connect. Then there's Maria Babelak, a designer who's all about sustainable materials and making things beautiful, not just functional. And holding it all together is Irina Pisarenko, an architect with decades of real-world experience. It's that specific blend, systems logic, human-centered design, and architectural know-how that makes something this ambitious actually possible.
And you can really see their journey here, from a simple sketch to this powerful reality. But listen, this is not just another eco-friendly house. The team designed it to be a living system, a home that literally breathes, that interacts with its environment, and that gives back way more than it takes. And that right there is the key word, regeneration. This is a huge step beyond just being sustainable. See, sustainability is about doing no harm, right? Maintaining a balance. But regeneration, that's about actively healing and improving the environment. It's about creating a positive impact, not just a neutral one. So, how in the world does a house become a regenerative engine? All right, let's pop the hood and see how this home that breathes actually works. It's pretty brilliant. The whole design really comes down to 3 pillars that let it run completely off-grid. It masters its own energy, its own water, and its own food. And that's what allows it to thrive, basically anywhere on Earth, from a scorching desert to the frozen tundra. Now, that integrated water system is a marvel, but let's zoom in on the 2 most revolutionary pieces, how it gets its energy and how it makes its own food. Okay, let's talk energy first. Instead of some complex HVAC system, Dream Habitat uses some really clever low-tech physics. Get this, rammed earth walls and a black-painted water wall act like thermal batteries. They soak up the sun's heat all day and then slowly release it at night. It's this simple, natural process that keeps the inside temperature stable without burning a bunch of electricity. Now for what might be the most revolutionary part of all, the habitat is also a farm. Seriously. It has a fully integrated closed-loop food system built to grow fresh vegetables, fruits, and even mushrooms right there inside its walls. And the heart of this whole system is aquaponics. You've got fish in a tank that provide nutrient-rich fertilizer for the plants, and the plants, in turn, clean the water for the fish. It gets even smarter, though. The humidity from the whole system is captured and then recycled to grow trays of mushrooms. It's a perfect, self-sustaining little ecosystem for food. So the technology is obviously incredible, right? But what truly sets Dream Habitat apart isn't just the how, it's the why. And this is where the project's real mission, its human-centered mission, comes into focus. This quote from the founder, Carlos Villamar, it just says everything. The goal was never just to build a better shelter. It was to build a system that empowers people, that gives them a direct role in their own well-being and in the health of their environment. This comparison really puts it in stark contrast. Traditional housing is passive, right? You just consume resources. But the Dream Habitat is active.
you become a steward of a regenerative system. You're not just a resident, you're an active participant in a living ecosystem, and that cultivates this powerful sense of pride and connection. And listen, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. They are actively building partnerships to bring this model to communities that can benefit the most. They're working with the Native American Agricultural Fund for food security, they're looking to team up with the VA to empower veterans with new skills, and they're collaborating with university students to keep the innovation going. A really critical insight here actually came from their AI developer, Michael Sundell. He argued that if you automate absolutely everything, you accidentally remove human purpose. So they did something really smart. They designed the AI not to do the work, but to act as a guide, a kind of coach, helping residents learn about biology, set goals, and really participate in taking care of their home. And this tagline just pulls the whole vision together perfectly. It's a unified system designed to grow so much more than just vegetables. It's about cultivating human dignity, connection, and a reason to get up in the morning. But the vision doesn't stop with just a single habitat. No, the founders are thinking much, much bigger. Let's take a look at their ambitious plan for the future. The ultimate goal is to scale this whole concept into what they call deployable clusters, entire regenerative villages. I mean, think about it. These could provide resilient communities for climate adaptation, transitional housing for veterans, or self-sustaining solutions for anyone who's been displaced by environmental or economic challenges. At the end of the day, this is a blueprint for something really profound, creating communities where the process of restoring the land also restores the lives of the people who live there. It's about renewing our connection to nature and, in doing so, rediscovering our own sense of meaning and dignity. And that leaves us with a final, powerful thought. The dream habitat shows us that something as fundamental as a house can be completely re-envisioned. And it really makes you wonder, if we can transform the way we live, what other parts of our world are just waiting for that same kind of regeneration?